Okay, today we start with production planning. So in production, of course, there is uh, a lot of elements that have to be considered, including material master, production versions, scheduling, MRP, and so on. But we'll start with material master, which is the basic, very basic unit and the very basic ingredient that will be under focus, and that is the very fundamental requirement for production. Okay, the material master contains information on materials that a company constructs, manufactures, stores, and sells. This information is stored in a database and it integrates with different sets of a company or departments of a company. So before we actually dive into SAP, we will have to understand how SAP structures define organizational units within SAP, and that is here we have a client, and client is not that client, that customer, but a client is that of a landscape. Okay, landscape of SAP. Under that, we have a controlling area. What is controlling area? For that, we'll have to go down here. Now, plant. Plant is a manufacturing unit or a place where you can store your material stock or anything. Plant or valuation area is the same thing, but valuation area is basically it evaluates your material based on location. For example, your plant is in Philippines, but your company code is in Dubai. Valuation of that stock that is being consumed or procured or manufactured or scrapped will be evaluated in multiple currencies, USD, dirhams, and Philippine pesos. Okay, same is the case with here. And sometimes we have company codes that are different on the basis of some conditions. We'll discuss that later. So based on that, a company code is an operational unit which publishes its own books, and a controlling area manages multiple company codes. Now, what is a criteria that a controlling area can have multiple company codes? It can have this company code, but not this one. We'll see that later. Plant is an organizational unit. A plant is a place where valued goods are produced, stored, consumed, and distributed. Plant can be used to define a manufacturing facility, warehouse, corporate headquarters, sales office. So a client is basically at the top level, and that actually defines an area, a specific area, or a landscape in SAP. Over here, it is considering client as an engineering phase or department. So an engineering, or let's say in a motorcycle manufacturing industry, the engineering will finalize a model, a design of the motorbike, and it will pass on the material details or the overall outline to these plants to carry out manufacturing of a certain motorbike model. Okay. So under plant, we have storage locations. Okay, these are warehouses, and they can be multiple or one. That depends. So in material master record, we have multiple sections. Client, plant, storage location. These are some of the sections that you will find. And under every section, we have some more subsections like under a client, because a material master is created independent of a plant. It will have material number, its description, units of measure. It will have plant. Under plant, there will be subsections like material requirement planning, work scheduling, purchasing data. Storage location will have a specific storage location details. Okay. Industry sector material type. Okay, now this might actually get confusing for you. So let's go to SAP and see what we are talking about. Logistics, materials management, material master, material, create MM01, Industry sector. If you see industry sector, now what is our industry sector? It can be different: mechanical engineering, chemicals, service industry. Okay, the industry sector can be multiple. We can also configure this. Okay, pharmaceuticals and so on. So let's take up mechanical engineering. Material type. The material type is what? Material type is raw material, semi-finished, finished, others. Okay. So material type, let's take up raw material. Raw material ROH. Okay, ROH is a symbol in SAP. Select views. Basic data purchasing. Um, General plant data and storage actually is bundled up together. MRP 1, let's take it for now. Okay, plant, by default, we take AA42 because we have already created a plant. Okay, now this is the number range allotted to this material. We can assign anything. The material description, the base unit of measure, each material group. It can be anything. Okay, material group is basically grouping of material family. Okay, you can say that. PK raw and divisions again are basically your business verticals. Okay, basic data, you can add more details, but in basic data, we'll go for the next one. Again, more details about the material, like basic material, part number, industrial standard description. This is for IBAN number, IBAN, not IBAN. What is that number? That is product, special product number, which is universal barcode. Yeah, we can add that. Okay, then we have purchasing. In purchasing group. Now group basically is responsible for either purchasing only raw materials. So there will be multiple groups for raw materials, for semi-finished. So we can have a multiple, we can have purchasing group. Ordering unit can be in bulk, in batches, in cartons. So ordering unit can be different also. Okay. GR processing time. Source list, yes. What is source list? We'll discuss this later. MRP. Now, MRP basically it's for your production area. Base unit of measure, purchasing group. This is again shared. We have already seen this MRP group. MRP type. Now, MRP type. Okay, MRP type. MRP, which will be used in MRP or not. Seasonal MRP, automatic reordering point, forecast-based planning. Either you use it for production or for planning. That's up to you. Okay, we'll use no planning for now because we're just making a sample product material. So we have 4 sections in MRP1: general data, MRP procedure, MRP procedure, lot sizing data. Okay, MRP procedure, lot size data, and what do we have more? In general data, we have purchasing related items. In MRP procedure, we have MRP types, that for what this material will be used. Reordering point, planning cycle. The planning cycle is pre-production lead times or break times and post-production break times. MRP controller, we'll see this, what this is in lectures ahead. Lot size data. So what will be the lot size? Hundreds, 200s, thousands, fixed lot size, or whether it's a variable lot size, maximum stock level, assembly scrap percentage, okay, MRP areas, okay, we'll see this. Plant data store, okay, over here again, we have base unit of measure, unit of issue. There was ordering unit, now we have unit of issue. Temporary temperature conditions, if we have material that is sensitive to temperature, we can have it controlled from here. Storage life, shelf data, and so on. And then we have storage locations also that we can enter and save. Okay. So this is one material, we'll save it. Availability check, MRP3, KP, let's just go ahead with some sample data. And that's it. So material is created. That's how you produce a material. Okay, I hope that's clear. Material type groups together, materials have attributes in common. As I told you, it's a family. Okay. Material type influences internal processing. System checks are performed. As we've seen, it gives you fields that are mandatory or optional. Okay. You can change material type without restriction if no stocks or purchasing documents exist. If there exists, then you'll have to make the material value 0. Okay. So GL accounts have to be made 0 or reconciled. Okay, industry sector, as I've already told you, these are different industry sectors. We'll be working with one of these, or we'll make one of our own. Okay. In material, we have these many areas that are covered data sets in material master, which includes MRP, plants, storage location. We've already seen this: accounting, storage, costing, and so on. So in production planning data, we have MRP views, basic views, classification views, work scheduling views. We have 4 views. Okay. And in 4 views, of course, there are many variables and processes that are involved. I'm going a little bit fast because our presentation is a little bit longer, so I have to keep it a little fast. Maintenance functions. Of course, when we actually maintain a material master, the information that is maintained has to be accurate. So because we can actually use it at multiple plants, so it can be copied as well. To access material master efficiently, you can predefine industry sector, material master views. We have already seen the views, organizational levels, that is plant company code. Okay, then MRP forecast. Let's go and dive into material change immediately. Enter. Okay, MRP 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, plant is 8842. Okay, we've already seen the views. Okay, so in MRP1, there are 4 views: general data, MRP procedures, lot size data. Okay, in MRP2, what do we have? In MRP2, we have procurement, scheduling, net requirements, calculation, 3 areas. Procurement type. What are procurement types? In-house production, external procurement, no procurement, both procurement types. Okay. So this is procuring means purchasing. Okay. Whether it's a special procurement, and what is special procurement? There are no entries right now. Special procurement, again, custom made. Okay. Just-in-time delivery, this is for automotive. Okay. Default supply area, from where it will be supplied from that warehouse. Okay. Bulk material, whether you are creating that in bulk like chemicals, GR processing time and scheduling, margin key. Now, this margin basically, again, as I told you earlier, post-production and pre-production, there is a gap, there is a provision. Okay. So that your plants can actually be maintained and overhauled before the next production. Planned delivery time, yes, you can enter over here. Net requirement. So if there is a requirement for creating net requirement, like there is an order for 100 pieces, okay, and for example, a machine can produce 100 pieces, okay, 20 have been produced, so 80 is remaining, okay. So if net requirements are not actually maintained, so that plant will actually show net requirement as 100. It will not actually calculate the difference, okay. So it will show you the gross um, requirements, okay. MRP3. MRP3, we have more views, forecast requirements, planning, availability, check. Total replenishment lead time. Again, as I told you, pre-production, there is a space, a gap for some days before your plants are ready for next production. Okay. Consumption mode planning. How will you plan your production for the next production cycle? Okay. We have fiscal year variant, which is connected with finance. Okay. Forecast requirements, period indicator. Let's see how you want your production to be planned out. Okay, period is according to fiscal year variant, monthly, weekly, daily, initial value. Okay, so we have something that is based on fiscal year variant. Okay, um, forward consumption. Forward consumption again relates to your that window for producing your material, utilizing that lead time window. Planning plant, you can mention your plant over here. Planning conversion factor. Now these are factors basically for from unit of measurement, change of unit of measurement. For example, you have an ice factory. An ice factory, of course, will bring water in liters, but it will produce blocks of ice. Okay, so that will be conversion factors. Okay, bomb explosion. Now this is bills of material that will be exploded. Now what is bills of material? Let's see that. Let's go into that. Okay. Screens for maintaining material master, we've already seen that. Okay. Number assignment for materials, as we have seen, the number was assigned internally. We can also assign an external number if that material type allows it to have external material number. The material is basically stored in a database, okay, and it has an output length number of number of digits that can be put in a material number, like leading zeros, template. We will see that how material numbers are configured. Base unit of measure is pieces. Under pieces, you will have different number ranges that you can configure. For example, if you are creating cartons, crate, or pallet, and these are your material, different material types. So each material type will have its own numbering range. Cartons will have a numbering range starting with 4, crates will have 16, and 72 for pallets. Okay, base unit of measure is pieces. So create units of measure group. We can create groups as well. Okay, and then base unit of measure in material master, we can use these material unit of measure groups as well. So we can actually differentiate our materials based on this also. Document usage. Now, some of the material master will be used for procurement, okay, for inspection, for bills of material, for master records, for drawing, okay. So there are different uses for material master. Material status. Now, material status basically it applies to the availability of the material and the usage at different plants, okay. Whether it will be used for purchasing or whether this requirement is fulfilled, whether it's purchased already, it can be used for bombs or not, for routing, for requirements, MRP. Now, these are some of the status fields. Now, you can set up these statuses for different area data sets like bomb, requirement, MRP, plant maintenance, inventory, and you can actually set that status. Extending a material. Now you can actually make a material and then extend it to different plants for either purchasing, for accounting, for MRP, and extending means it can be copied also. Okay. So material list will actually show you the number range, plants where it is available, where it is defined, the material types it's catering to, and for the users, of course, who actually made that material. Okay. Uh, Materials can be deleted as well if those material models actually go obsolete, and it can be reorganized in at plant level. Okay. Archiving a material, of course, when a material is of no use any longer, it can be archived also. Classification, yes, again, if we go into it, that is the usage of the material master, how it will be used. Either it's used for documents or for work centers or for routings or for PRT. Okay. Okay. Now, diving more into material master. Okay, we have details that will be that will become part of the material master. For example, if we're creating a pump, okay, so it will actually maintain characteristics like output, turning speed, and so on. In classification, of course, you will be maintaining some characteristic values like output, turning speed. This will be coming in from these characteristics. Okay, you are trying to create a class of that material. That class is pump. For that, it will need features of that pump. Okay, and under that class, of course, you will be able to search for a material because you will be creating thousands of materials. So if you want to pull in details for a specific pump material, of course, you need a class based on which you will create your material master. Finding a material, yes, this is a very critical area where you actually can create a material master, but some details are very important, as I said, like material group, material types, classes, based on which you can actually search your material. Authorization groups, basically some users will be allowed to create material, some will be only allowed to view that material, and some will be allowed to change it also, but not everyone will have that kind of authority, and that authority is basically authorization groups. I hope that was clear. I've already shown you the raw material, okay, and attribute types, material types. Let's see that as well. We've already seen MRP. One, we have 4 parts, procedures, MRP data, lot sizing, MRP areas, ABC indicator. ABC is activity based costing also, and in PP, it has a different interpretation like high value, low consumption, medium value, high medium consumption, C low value, high consumption. Plant specific material statuses, this is blockages, whether a plant can actually consume a material that is ready, or it can be transferred, or it can be issued. MRP types, we've already seen this. Types is for either planning, forecasting, for production. Okay. Controllers are for reporting. MRP controllers, we've already seen the reordering point, ordering through processing. When it is being manufactured, it will be ordered on the go. Lot size, not there are static lot size procedures and periodic lot size procedures, lot for lot based on order quantity. MRP areas, we'll discuss these. We already discussed that. Okay. MRP 2, basically, it covers procurement. We've already seen that. Okay. Schedule margin key there are 4 parameters. Floating time, that is the window. Float before production, float after production. Okay. Planning days, these are planning days basically to plan your next production cycle. Plan delivery time for delivering the process material. MRP2, there are 3 tasks: procurement, scheduling, net requirements, and calculation. We've already seen that. Gross requirement, requirement, existing stock consideration. For example, there's a requirement for 100 pieces, stock available is 50, net requirement is 50. And the gross requirement will be 100 without actually considering the stock that was available. Okay. MRP 3, 3 views: forecast, requirement, planning, availability check, plant specific configuration. So planning is basically, again, You have to plan your production, and for that we need strategy groups that has to be configured as well. Okay, so either you will plan independent requirements or customer requirements. Okay, MRP four bomb explosion. Now, what is bomb explosion? Bomb explosion is basically bills of material where you list all the material elements required to create one motorcycle. An explosion means that when you put that into production, your components, your material list will actually open up with more details. That is the explosion and what is required to create one motorcycle, one unit. Okay. Discontinued parts, yes, obsolete parts, that is also part of MRP for repetitive manufacturing. These are some of the options available in MRP4. All details for repetitive configuration are available in MRP4. Okay, bomb explosions, independent collective requirement, production orders are collect collectively clubbed. Individual ones are separately created with requirements. So production orders, which are for mass production, that will be collectively clubbed. So these are some of the views that we have seen in accounting. Of course, we will integrate it with finance with GL accounts. Okay. And then we have standard costing estimate with quality control structure. We'll also see this. Material types, we'll see that also. OKKN, we'll see it. And from there, what is quantity structure? It is nothing but combination of bills of material and routing. Now, bills of material and routing are different thing. Bills of material, ingredients and routing is the recipe of creating your motorcycle. So you need materials to enable routing. Okay. Okay, then we have work scheduling. Work scheduling is basically for scheduling your next production cycle. Okay, and you have that um floating window planning time to configure your next production cycle. Okay, so end of our presentation, I'll go very fast to cover other areas that we have to cover. OKKN. Okay, PPC1, this is standard cost estimate, double click. Now these are costing variants related with your production. Okay, so in um, uh, costing variants, we have a quantity structure, which is a combination of bills of material and routing. Ignore production cost estimate without quantity structure. We can ask the costing variant to ignore production cost if there is no quantity structure, which is BOM and routing. Transfer control can be changed. Transfer active standard cost estimate if material costed with errors. Standard cost can be transferred to the material master. Okay, how it can be transferred? Let me tell you that. Okay, enter. Page down. Oh, oh, we don't have accounting views. Otherwise, I would have shown you the costing estimate where it actually impacts in material master. Okay, SPRO, this is our configuration side. SPRO is configuration side. And if I actually click over here, it will show me that client thing. Now, this client is a SAP landscape server. Okay, we also call that client. Okay. Material management. General settings. Material master. Shipping instructions. No. Logistics. Material master. Configuring material master. No. Field selection. material types. Okay, material types, as I've already told you. The material types are raw material, semi-finished good, finished goods. Okay, we've already seen this. Let's select this one. Quantity value updating. Some materials will not be required for quantity and value. That those materials are for research. Okay, so we need material types for quantity and value updating. Okay. Okay. That being said, okay. Next is a little bit a brush up with production. Just a second. Okay. Production. Shop flow control. Master data. And define scheduling profile. Now, this scheduling profile, as I mentioned, this is for that floating time that we will need, for example. Okay, plant, it is basically based on plant. Okay, now this is a production scheduling. This plant will actually have this profile, which will control whether your production will produce material and how much of material, and it will produce documentation for BOM. Okay, whether it will supervise good receipt at the end of the production. Okay, it will also confirm capacity of the plant. Okay, and whether that plant will produce batches in splits. Okay, and that plant is for make to stock or make to order production, or whether that plant is used for production without material. Okay, so these are basically your production scheduling that we have seen in MRP views. Okay, so these are some actions that will be carried out by these functions. Okay, we've already seen this. Okay, what is left is basically some areas that so we are pretty much done for today's lecture. I hope that was clear. Okay. Logistics, material master, basic settings, material types, we've already seen that. We've already seen that. And number range, yes, we've also discussed about number ranges, change groups in number ranges. Now, this is number ranges that we have actually created. Page down for various material types like ROH, raw material for manufacturing parts. There will be different numbering range. Now, where is the numbering range? The numbering range is here in intervals. And based on this, of course, your material will get that number. Okay. And these are material status. Till this number materials have been made from this material number range. I hope that was clear. Okay. Not so difficult to follow.